welcome back to HWLRADIO.COM. You're here with your main man, Hollywood. And today we got Senator Ron Wyden proposing a bill that could jail executives who mishandle consumer data. Senator Ron Wyden released an early draft of legislation today that would create substantially stiffer guidelines for the misuse of consumer data. Among other provisions, the bill suggests creating a penalty of 10 to 20 years imprisonment for senior executives who fail to follow new rules around data use. The tech industry has faced enormous scrutiny over the past 2 years as companies like Facebook and Google have been ruled by scandals, including Cambridge Analytica's use of Facebook data. Lawmakers have suggested possible new standards around the use of data, but so far no major federal legislation has been passed. Still, Wyden suggested in an interview with The Verge this year that a bill was forthcoming, proposal called the Consumer Data Protection Act. Wyden's draft proposal called the Consumer Data Protection Act would give the FTC more authority and resources to police the use of the data by adding a total of 175 new staff. Under the proposal, the FTC will also be allowed to fine companies up to 4% of revenue for a first offense. The legislation would also create a centralized do not track list meant to let consumers stop companies from sharing their data with third parties or from using it for targeted advertising. The legislation would instead allow companies to block users who opt out and offer a paid version of the service in place of the tracking. Consumers could also ask to review and challenge the information collected on them. Companies that make more than $1 billion in revenue and that handle information on more than 1 million people, or smaller companies that handle information on more than 50 million people, will also be required to submit regular reports to the FTC that describe any privacy lapse. Failure to comply with the measure could lead to jail time. While tech industry executives, including Mark Zuckerberg, have suggested they're open to some kind of regulation, it's likely they would make a push against the proposal. So far, some states have taken the issue into their own hands. Earlier this year, California passed one of the toughest data privacy laws in the country over the objections of the industry. It's time for some sunshine on this shadowy network of information sharing, Wyden said in a statement. My bill creates radical transparency for consumers and gives them new tools to control their information and backs it up with rough rules with real teeth to punish companies that abuse Americans' most private information. Well, I got to tell you how I feel about this. I feel it's awesome. It's an awesome bill. It's an awesome bill. I seen one loophole in it to where they can go in your information and see your information without a warrant and shit. I don't know if they can use it against you by law, but they definitely can see it in this bill. But the good side of it is when somebody violates you and steals your information and got all your information, you running around here feeling bad, and then shit, you like, man, I won't be compensated or anything, and a motherfucker just get on TV and tell you, hey, we fixed it. Motherfucker, how you fix it? They still got my social security number, my bank card number, all this shit, and you talking about, hey, we fixed it. We found the bug and we fixed it. The bug's no longer on our servers, but fuck you. So I love this bill, because now these motherfuckers is going to have to pay, and a hefty fine, 4% of your earnings, no set number. So that's going to be the show for today. So make sure you go over to HWLRADIO.com, download the radio station app. Make sure you check out the sponsors page and shit. I'm out.